How's everybody doing? And we are live today. I appreciate everybody showing up, and we are going to talk about a very few basic things, like what you eat from when you were fat to what you eat from when you were thin, like when you lost weight, and how the changes that you eat, that you change in your eating, provide the change you need in your health. Because this is the biggest problem. We have coached a lot of people, and I can guarantee you that every single one of them comes to us thinking that they eat fine. They have no idea what's wrong. Most of the time, people eat 3,000 calories a day and have absolutely no idea. They think they're eating like 15 to 1,800. They radically underestimate the number of calories they're taking in by both portion size and the content of what is in the food. And I think that a lot of this is because like they see the sugar-free, well, it must be this, or the fat-free, well, it must be healthy. And that's just not the case. There's very few things that are healthier for you very few things that are healthy for you than when you eat whole foods. That's just how it is. And you can still overeat on whole foods. It's absolutely possible. I don't know anybody that's going to be super morbidly obese from whole foods. I find that highly unlikely, especially if you're getting protein first. Like if we go to protein first, then it would not be an issue, right? So I found this young lady's video, and I found it was pretty interesting. So I thought we would talk about this first, and then talk about the comparisons and stuff like that. So here we go.
Okay, this is what I used to eat in a day when I was obese and gaining weight very quickly. Let's start with breakfast. This was one of my favorites. A big bowl of oatmeal with peanut butter, chocolate, and bananas. And then I always wanted something salty, so I had 2 pieces of toast with butter. Doesn't sound...
That's crazy amount of food.
Not too bad, right? 1,060 calories just to start my day. And then I didn't have a lot of protein.
By the way, her total daily caloric intake, unless she's very, very, very active, should be somewhere probably around 1,400 to 1,800 calories. She should vacillate in that realm someplace.
Protein, so I would be very hungry for lunch very quickly.
And that is a great point for her to point out. I'm very, very happy that she pointed that out, is that since it was low in protein but high in carbohydrates, she was hungry all day long, because that is the true case. Like, you know, we have a book called Hunger Free and Happy. Like, you don't want to make yourself hungry. Like, your body is going to be hungry no matter what at some point in time. You need to nourish it, right? But there are many kinds of hunger. There is stress hunger. There is sugar response hunger, glycemic response hunger. There's actual hunger in your stomach. Like, your body produces ghrelin and tells you you're hungry. There's psychological hunger where people think that they need food when they don't need food. And that happens way, way, way more than people think. I get tons of people ask me like, well, I drive for a couple hours a day. What should I do for snacks? Like, you shouldn't fucking eat them. That's what you should do. Like, you should realize that you can go, 3 hours, 4 hours during the day and not fucking eat. That's what you should do, but let's keep going.
So then I'd go to McDonald's, because McDonald's was the place to go. All right. Yum. Double quarter pounder.
And that comes from somebody that, I've eaten a lot of McDonald's. I ate a lot of McDonald's. I used to eat 10 McDonald's in a sitting. So that's why I say ooh.
With a large fry and a Diet Coke to keep it healthy. That was my favorite order. Double quarter pounder, like 3 times a week, man. It was so good. 1,310 calories just for lunch. And then for dinner, we would get burritos. Burritos was at least like a 2 to 3 times a week dinner for us. And I'd get a large beef burrito with literally everything in it. And then the chips and salsa on the side. And the Diet Coke to keep it healthy. That was about 856 calories, just dinner. And then in between breakfast and lunch and dinner, I would be eating snacks. I would be snacking in between. So I would have like a bowl of cereal, chips, granola bar, whatever was just easy to grab. And then I would end the night off with a whole bottle of wine. Not just one glass, but a whole bottle.
Wow.
This adds up to 4,151 calories. Like, of course, I was gaining weight, Tina. God damn.
No shit, Tina. So reality, this happens to many people, and like many, many people. They grossly underestimate the amount of food they're eating. Grossly. I can't tell you how many times we've had people come to us, well, I don't even eat that much. Jesus, I'm sorry, but yeah, you do. what I find wild is like we'll get a new client, which by the way, I'm going to share the link for that because we're running a very good special and people have taken advantage already. We are running out of slots. So if you are going to join our coaching, here is the link to do so. Daily communication, weekly video conferences. We adjust your lifestyle bit by bit by bit. We focus on satiation, satisfaction. We literally have a book called Hunger Free and Happy. We try to make sure that you go and lose weight without being super hungry. Of course, there's going to be times in the day where you are feeling some hunger, but you should be hunger free and happy for most of the time. But people will come to us and they'll, what do you eat in a day? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, not that much. And they'll list off and then I'll tell them what I eat in a day. And they realize that they eat a lot in a day compared to me. And I am 180, 185 pound adult, physically fit male that gets a decent amount of activity, but does a lot of office work. So if you do a lot of office work and you go to the gym once a day for 4 days of the week, chances are, and you eat more than me, you're going to weigh more than me. Male or female. Females probably even more because you guys don't have testosterone and my testosterone levels are a fucking rock star because I inject that shit. So my biggest piece of advice to everybody is like, understand that you are likely radically overeating your food. Just radically. Oh, how you doing? How you doing, Nella? Nella's in the chat. How you doing? You are probably radically overeating, and it doesn't take a lot to say so. I will tell you this: if you want to be losing weight, and you are in a drive-through more than once a week, and that drive-through trip should be planned, and I still don't even recommend the drive-through thing. If you're gonna fucking have an indulgence, you should make it so it's a good indulgence, not junk food. Fast food's junk food. It's barely food. It's a food-like product. That's all it is. But just so everybody grasps it, like I eat about around a pound or so of meat in a day. I have some non-starchy veggies, and then in the evening I might have a rice cake with some peanut butter or maybe a baked sweet potato with cinnamon and nutmeg on it. That's the entirety of what I eat. I eat about 1,800 to 2,200 calories, and I'm a 180 pound to 185 pound, almost 55-year-old male. I do not take in a lot of food because I do not have a huge caloric expenditure right now. When I go, like once I'm done with this major project and I go back to working out super intensely every day like I was before, I'll probably bump that up to somewhere around 22 to 27, but it still won't be like, it's still not going to be close to what most people ingest. Most people ingest about 1,000 calories too much for what they would need at the minimum. And that's why most people are 75 pounds to 100 pounds overweight, it seems. We have a huge epidemic of people being massively big. In case you haven't noticed, go to fucking Walmart. People will use their, I got to enjoy myself. If you need to find enjoyment in food, if that's like the enjoyment of your life, don't you think you deserve a better life? And you're not going to have a better life if you are using food as the sole enjoyment. If food is your sole enjoyment or is the greatest enjoyment you have, you should take a step back and realize that your life kind of fucking sucks. And you can change it. Because honestly, you are allowing food to fill a void that you should be just doing better things in. Like instead of going to a buffet, go for a hike. Visit nature. Touch some fucking grass. Like it's not that hard, people. I mean, it really isn't. Like, don't get me wrong. I coach this for a living and I'm happy that people need me. But this shit is not that hard. So I will take Q&A for a little bit. By the way, I'm going to be live again at 6 p.m. Eastern time tonight with Dr. Alan Chen. We'll be talking about all things medical obesity related. And then tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern time, I am going to be live with Andrew Meyer and Owen Schroyer from InfoWars. He was from InfoWars. He's on his own now. And we are just going to basically interview this man and ask him whatever he wants to say. And I'm going to say my shit back. So we'll see. I like Owen, just so everybody understands. It's not going to be some crazy thing. So hang on. Supplements are held to the same testing standard, probably worse stuff than lead and mercury. I don't know where I was going at. That's very true. Has anyone else read the study on lead and protein powders? So frustrating. Lots of them don't third-party test at all. That's why I've always told everybody to buy a third-party tested supplement. That's why Ambrosia and Clean Form are are different than the others. That's why I associate myself with them. Because very frankly, I'm not going to go with somebody that's going to put shit in. Like, I am not just so everybody is aware, I have helped create some supplements, but I am not a huge supplement person. I am not a performance supplement person at all. Like performance supplements, I don't even understand. And even protein powder, protein powder is something you use in case of emergency. I truly, or like you've had surgery or something like that. I truly get, I don't take in protein powder every week, not even every week. And my business partner, Mark Loveliner, he fucking owns protein companies. Shit, it's reality. I stick to food, but No Morbidity and Alchemy, things like that, things like Pure Blood to help with heart health and stuff like that. Of course, these are supplements. They supplement your health. I don't do performance supplements though. I don't do like pre-workout and stuff like that at all anymore. Let's see here. My mistake with Starbucks. I was drinking almost 800 to 1,000 calories every morning. We had somebody come to us when we first started coaching that she was very serious. She was like, I have gained 75 pounds in the last year. I don't know why I've gained this weight. And we had to go through her day. And I was like, well, when did you start drinking Starbucks 3 times a day? And she was like, I started working for their corporate office or something like that, blah, blah, blah. So she got free Starbucks. So she's drinking 700 to 800 fucking calories in Starbucks in a day and thinking that she's just drinking coffee. Like it's weird how people don't realize that those drinks are so caloric. I mean, the one from Dunkin' Donuts is like 1,200 calories or something like that, and like 160 grams of sugar. It's like diabetes in a cup. It's wild that people forget about that. But good for you for recognizing it. I mean, you have spread dangerous misinformation on public health, such as what? Hey, Wayne Johnson, I'm going to do what I do for everybody. You can appear live with me right now and say your piece. You just have to appear as your face. Like it has to be you, But here's the link for it. So please do, Wayne. Come on here. You have to show your face. You can't cover it with a towel or anything like that if you're the towel guy that's been hanging around. And tell me what public health information I've spread that's dangerous. I would be interested to see what a fucking fat fuck like you says about it. Let's see, the 50 to 100 grams of sugar straight through the dome piece is just crazy. It's first thing in the morning, and then people wonder why they have a hard time focusing. It's the same thing like, parents will give their child like 80 grams of fucking sugar with a glass of orange juice, whole milk, and some cereal and think that they're giving them a healthy breakfast and then wonder why the kid's hyperactive in school. Well, he's got 80 fucking grams of sugar in him straight off the bat. Sugar is an addictive substance that we market to children in America. It's 100% an addictive substance, and we have 100% mainly marketed to children. It's crazy. I had to drop friends because all they wanted to do is eat. It's not like you need different experiences in your life than that. Don't get me wrong. Like Crystal and I will look forward to going to a good restaurant. Shit, we were just at a restaurant that's like owned by one of the people from Top Chef. And it was an amazing experience. Loved all the food. But it was still whole food. It was from scratch whole food from the kitchen. And 2, and no bread, no nothing like that. Of course. I had grits, eggs, and hash browns, basically. Or grits, eggs, and a different sauce. But reality is that people that only find enjoyment through food, you're kind of fucking sad. I mean, like, when you think about it, it's kind of bad, When I have sugar now, I get brain fog. I avoid it as much as possible, even during holiday celebrations. No shit, I notice a difference too. I really do. Truly. Well, I guess we're not going to know what public health information I said that's very dangerous. Let me look at this guy. You've spread dangerous misinformation on public health. What have I said that's misinformation? Anybody. Like any of you that are out there. What have I said that's misinformation about public health? I would love to know. I would love to know. Show me where I said something that was turned out not to be true about public health. Fucking crazy. I know no food noise is a situation for some people. I realize that I don't have that. I ate because I was bored. Oh, wow. Thoughts on Orange Theory? Like Orange Theory, the workout place? If you like it, go do it. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. They do a lot of heart rate monitoring stuff, which is interesting. I've trained people with by heart rate before. It's pretty intense, pretty interesting. You know, my ex's 400-pound mother only ever thought about food. Her whole reason to go to Disney World was food. That's sad, super sad. Energy drinks like Red Bull and Monster are sadly so popular. I live in the UK, and it's crazy how many kids drink them. It's wild how they can drink it's clearly a fucking almost amphetamine. It's wild. Keyboard warriors can't show their faces, standing on business if you have something to say. Exactly. Yep, I found it helps me stay consistent to work out. Yes, exactly. Finding new friend group. And back to the keyboard warrior thing. I mean, I'm used to the trolls after how many fucking years. But truly, I don't really I just want them to come on and say what they think I'm wrong about. Like, especially about when it comes to the pandemic and public health. Like, I'm sorry, but I used to be a healthcare executive. I've helped write public health policies for multiple counties in the United States. Like, I called COVID completely correctly. And I have the facts to prove it up. You know, like there are studies on the World Health Organization that literally prove me right on their website, and that doesn't change. You can say you can say that you don't believe them, but that's not me being wrong. That's me spreading their information. And if you're calling my information misinformation, then you're calling the World Health Organization misinformation. It's wild, you know, like. And they never have anything to say when I say what misinformation. Show me where I said it. They don't know. I mean, they're just trying to get a rise, which is great. Which is why I offered them to come on, because if they actually had something to say, they could easily have something to fucking say. But they don't. They just bitch out as always. Which, by the way, to whatever the fuck his name is, or the account he's using today, Wayne Johnson. Now you get your account banned. You chose the fucking pussy out. Pussies don't get to make comments to me. What was the last food I binge ate on? The last food I binge ate on was, hang on, I can tell you how many days ago it was too. 1,740 days ago, I binged on just about everything in the motherfucking house, to tell you the truth. It started off with some peanut butter. It was crunchy peanut butter. And then I ate basically all the ground meat I had cooked up for the week. And then we had some rice cakes. I ate like 2 sleeves of rice cakes with more peanut butter and jelly and stuff like that. I ate a lot. I don't even remember all of it, to tell you the truth. But it was most of the fucking kitchen. So it was not good. Alan, thoughts on the new government plan for GMO or bioengineering to the seeds to add nutrients? Makes no sense. Whole foods are it makes no sense. Nothing that's being done makes sense right now. They're not doing things to make you healthier. They want you fat, sick, weak, and dependent. Like, stop fucking with the food. How about this? If you want to help out and put more nutrients in the ground, make it so people can, actually farm. Like, let's give some tax breaks to the farmers, to the local farmers, instead of giving, $5 billion in subsidy to the sugar industry, the big sugar industry. Like, that doesn't go to local farmers. That goes to big corporate-owned, most of the time internationally owned farms. Stop it. Like, people act like this is a hard thing. I could have this shit straightened out in like 3 fucking days if I was in Bobby Kennedy's position. But Bobby Kennedy clearly thought he was going to be able to do more than he was able to do, because we still have pharmaceutical commercials on TV. And that was one of the fucking things I voted for. It's still not there. It's still not done, I changed how I socialized to beat my bad eating habits. Good for you, Tina. Good for you. I have lost a lot of friends due to not wanting to go out and eat and drink all the time. I don't need that in my life. Good for you. Also, good for you. Do you guys have a kitty? We have 3 cats and 2 dogs. I feel like processed food costs more. It does. Per calorie. Easy. Is it active resistance? That is funny shit, dude. That is. So listen, folks. I am going to be back at 6 p.m. Eastern time tonight with Dr. Alan Chen, and we're going to discuss all sorts of shit. Please go to that video right now. Go to my channel and click follow, and that way it will notify you, maybe, And then we're going to be live at 7 p.m. Eastern time with Owen Schroyer. It's going to be an interesting thing. This is an interesting one right here. Instead, he decided to link Tylenol to autism. Now, I believe that Tylenol is likely linked to autism for the same reasons that are listed, just so you know. Pregnant women shouldn't be taking Tylenol. They shouldn't be taking acetaminophen. They definitely shouldn't be getting any vaccines, especially experimental vaccines produced by historically corrupt companies and historically corrupt industry without any safety data. So they absolutely should not be. But, I mean, pregnant women are told not to eat deli meat, but they should take Tylenol, which is very hepatotoxic. There's more cases of liver failure from Tylenol in the United States than from drinking every year. Just putting that out there. Tylenol is not a safe over-the-counter drug by any stretch of the imagination. Acetaminophen can fuck you up bad. Like bad. Just so everybody's aware. That's why you should use like cumin powder or stuff like that, to curcumin, to reduce inflammation if you need to, and lower fevers, because acetaminophen, Tylenol, is very fucking bad for you. It's very liver toxic. And people die from it all the time. Just so you know, people die from it all the fucking time. So I hope that people understand that just because, like, I'm not saying that everything he's done is bad. Absolutely not. But what I am saying is that the things that he should be doing to really affect the health of the fucking nation are not being done. We have to change our culture, first of all. We have to change the culture of, making sure that people know it's their personal responsibility to get healthy and stay healthy for the good of society. We have to stop rewarding people for being fat as fuck. Like, they're calling being obese a disability. That should never be a disability. It should never. Taxpayer money should never give you disability benefits for being fat, ever. Not fucking ever. As a matter of fact, if you're fat, you shouldn't get any. You shouldn't be able to qualify for disability benefits. You shouldn't. Shit. You shouldn't maybe even, to get public assistance, you should not be fat. Like, I could fix this shit quickly. But that's because I'd be willing to say and do the things that other people wouldn't be willing to say and do. Anyway. All right, folks, I am off. I shall be back at 6 p.m. Eastern time and at 7 p.m. Eastern time. I hope all of you have a fabulous day. My name is Alan Roberts. Goddamn.